mic.
You got plenty of hair.
Yeah. It's called the AFS network. And anytime you want to get it, Danny, you'd be more than glad to, Mr. Ford.
Got some shout outs.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Live from Fire and Safety. I'm Bubba.
Hey, I'm Russ.
And there's no need to introduce the guy sitting next to us. We've been telling you we've been wanting to get a special guest. One of the most humble guys I've ever met and an icon in this area. Ladies and gentlemen, he don't need no introduction, but Coach Danny Ford. Danny, so glad to have you on the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Bubba. I'm very glad to be with you and Russ and in your facility here. Nice facility. First time I've been here. Didn't know what y'all did in this little house.
Why? Welcome back anytime you want to come back.
There's a whole lot of football.
I think once might be enough this trip. I'm anxious to talk some football with y'all and see what y'all are doing. I know both of you had some bad times when you were young, and your mother must have dropped you off your head or something. One's pulling for Georgia, one's got some South Carolina Gamecocks all over. I guess I'm a rose between two thorns.
We're trying not to stick you.
Yeah, well, the good thing I can tell you is, being a Carolina fan, there's always optimism because we always wait till next year.
There you go.
So as long as it's kind of like going to church, God gives us hope. Being a Carolina fan, it gives you hope for next year.
Well, I hope y'all make it before I leave this.
Well, my hope is just to finish what we start. That's why we've been a couple times. We just got to finish what we start.
Georgia's had a couple of pretty good years, and they recruited. But I really think Muschamp has done well. In the situation he inherited, I think he had to recruit, and I got some very good friends on their staff, and they do a good job. I think he does a good job. Hope both of them win. I like Georgia. I still wish that Clemson played Georgia every year.
I do.
It's a great rivalry. And
How-
we got South Carolina every year, so that
Well, you hope some horses because I believe that your wish is coming true.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
know
hold that for the end of the show.
I know what you're trying to say, but I don't think it's gonna reach that far. We'll see.
Well, listen, folks, as you guys are tuning in, man, like I said, Coach Ford is nice enough to come join us on the show. One of the busy farmers here in the state of South Carolina. Absolutely one extremely busy guy.
Yep.
And really quickly, we want to do a recap of all our previous shows.
First of all, we got a couple of shout outs that we need to do that we last week. I want to thank Judy Burke from Gastonia. We was up that way yesterday. Thank you for watching the show, Judy. We appreciate that. And also yesterday, Jason with Buckeye Fire, we went up there, toured the facility, and boy, they were so nice. And
Jason, say hello to all the family out there in Kings Mountain, North Carolina.
Thank you.
Some really good guys. Recap on the shows. The first ever show was the Scott Thermal Imaging Camera. Scott Sight Pro.
Yep.
Globe Turnout Gear.
Yep.
Stream Light. And Captain Jim Flash Hoods.
And I'm gonna tell you, ever since we done that show, we got a lot of feedback on that, and it has done very, very well. Because what we done, we promised that we'd do a football show, and then that's kind of what we're going to do here today. We wanted to go over some of the products that we have went over before, and then kind of get into let our hair down, which ain't got much let down, and
Neither one of you, but that's all right.
yeah, and talk football. I mean, I should have got a haircut before I came here this morning, but I'm gonna wait.
Coach, what we do is every week we give away a product.
Okay.
And last week we did it on the flash hoods that firefighters wear, and this week we want to give them a prize. And now we're going to tell you who won. Remember, if you're not a firefighter, it's okay. You can win yourself a stream light. Just give me a call. And the winner is going to be Matt Green. Matt Green. You win yourself a Captain Jim Flash Hood. If you would, just give me a call here. Now, Coach.
Do they know how to get in touch with you here?
864-225-1128. I guarantee you.
Now they know.
Now they know. But listen, we've been promising a good gift, and buddy, we got it. Russ, why don't you tell us what this week's winning is going to be?
All right. This week, what we're going to do is it's going to be a little bit different now. we're going to do the liking and the sharing, but I'm going to let Bubba explain in just a second how to win this problem.
All right,
Okay.
this week, what we gonna win first?
First of all, this is what we're going to do. Either or, okay? Remember, I'm going to stress either or. You're going to have a choice of Clemson and South Carolina football tickets at William Bryce Stadium, 2 of them.
Good deal.
It is. Or, if you're a Georgia fan, you're going to have 2 tickets to the Georgia and South Carolina game in Athens.
So you get to pick which
You get to
game you want to
pick
go
whichever
to.
you want. And the way I look at it is, if you're a Carolina fan,
You win both ways.
you win both ways.
Fine.
You can go.
Fine,
Yeah,
win
you can go home to watch Clemson, or you can go away to watch Georgia. A Georgia fan can go watch a good game against Carolina, and a Clemson or Carolina fan can
Now,
go
folks,
to the
here's
biggest game of the
very,
year.
very important, very important. This is how you're going to have to win this week's tickets. You're going to have to hit the thumbs up button. You're going to have to hit the share button. You're going to have to tag 3 of your friends, okay? So remember, thumbs up, share, tag 3 of your friends. Next week, we're going to do a random draw. Throughout the rest of this show, we're going to have a key phrase. We'll let you know what that key phrase is, but we want you to stay inclined to the whole show to hear what the phrase is going to be. When we call you next week, we're going to ask you what the key phrase is. You tell us, you just win yourself 2 tickets to either South Carolina Clemson or South Carolina Georgia.
In Athens.
In Athens.
There you go.
So really briefly, man, Coach, I am so excited. Football's back in the air, and it's just a good time. For me, last year I was going through a bout with cancer.
Sure.
I had a lot of time to watch college football, got inclined to it. Always been a college fan. You know, the reason I've always pulled for Carolina is I've never been a bandwagon guy.
Yeah.
But it's hard not to like Clemson and what they had created in the atmosphere there. Talk a little bit about the atmosphere that you see there.
Right now, they're excuse me, they're kind of on top of the world, and this is the first football game. And I don't know how they will do that. I guess they'll do it today. They usually have a first Friday parade in Clemson, and they have all the fraternities and everybody. I remember one year when I was there that one fraternity dressed up as kudzu. They had kudzu all over, growing all over. The whole fraternity walked up with kudzu all over them. But excuse me, I know they got the Clydesdale horses, so I'm sure I saw that on the news this morning. They're probably going to have that first Friday parade today on Wednesday instead of Friday, because when you play on a Thursday, you back everything up just like you always do. So today is really a Friday, and tomorrow's Saturday because they're playing tomorrow night. But game day will be there. There'll be a lot of excitement. People will come to Clemson early. The students will have to move their automobiles in time for the people who have parking places. So they'll have the parade today. Downtown will be busy. The souvenir shops will be full. A lot of buzz going in town. Restaurants will be full. And what we've found out is as long as they're winning, people do well.
Do well, yeah.
If they don't win, they go home. They will go home mad.
Yeah.
They don't eat. So it's good if they win because it's good for our economy. But it's a lot going on, and they've got a nice program going. They're really doing well, really doing super well, and they just got to maintain. You know, got to hold on. And once you get at the top, you know you're a wanted man, and there's always
Target on your back.
There's always that gunslinger out there that's going to think he's better than you are, and they're going to try to knock you out. But early, they ought to be okay. They ought to be okay against Georgia Tech because of Georgia Tech's changing their offense, which a lot of people may or may not know. But they're going from a wishbone, which Paul Johnson's been there for so many years. And when you recruit for a wishbone, you recruit offensive linemen that's going to come off the ball with their weight tails up and weight forward and get some momentum and try to create a new line of scrimmage. But now, new coach out of Temple, I believe, or somewhere up that way, and used to be at Georgia Tech. They're throwing the ball probably a little bit more. So now they got to learn how to protect. Now that's the hardest thing to do in football. High school, junior high, middle school, college pros is pass protect. So I look for Clemson to have a big day rushing pass.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I'm
I'll
looking
tell you,
forward to watching it too.
one of the things that I was, I've been most impressed with is the quarterback from Clemson. Man, his release is so quick in the pocket. You know, at first when he came out, I did make fun of him and said he looked like a girl, but man, I tell you, he put the football in my mouth, so to speak, because man, his release is so quick, fast, and it's unbelievable his talent.
His hair is just a little bit longer than Tannehill's when Tannehill played. And Tannehill was the first one that ever had long hair to play quarterback that I can remember. I was at Arkansas. I believe I was at Arkansas. The years running together now. I've still been at Clemson. But I told our guys, I said, you know, that hair's outside that helmet. It's
Something to grab
a hold of it if you can. See
That's what I've always
see
thought.
if it's real.
That's exactly right.
He may have a wig on. You never can tell.
But getting back to Trevor Lawrence, and
He's good. Really
he
good.
is great.
Yeah.
And
Georgia
my brother,
boy. He's a Georgia
he
boy.
is a Georgia boy, and of course Georgia pursued him, and he went to Clemson. And you know, I'm the type of guy that you got to prove to me. You know, if somebody comes in and they give him all the hype, until you prove it to me, that's when I give you the kudos. I'm
Right.
gonna tell you, last year he proved it to me.
Well, he did very well. He hasn't had a down week yet.
Right.
He will. Everybody does. Unless he's Superman, he'll have an off day sometime. It may be 2 years from now, but he will have one sometime. And nobody's perfect. So unless you catch him on an off night, he's got so much talent around him. They're gonna be tough to handle. And schedule wise, their schedule's pretty good. I think personally, my thoughts are that A&M will play them tough. I don't think A&M can beat them, but they'll play them tough.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next week is one you better hold on to, because Syracuse on the road up there. You'll have an extra 2 days to prepare for it.
I've been saying that all along, Coach.
Yeah, well, the dome is different.
The dome is different, and they got DeVito, who's a quarterback coming in from Syracuse that came in last year. Man, he's another one like Trevor Lawrence. He is a gunslinger.
Yeah.
And that is a hard, to go to the dome.
Hard place to play.
Hard place to play. Syracuse played them close last year. It gave those guys that's coming back a little bit of pride and a little bit of self-worth, and because anybody that's where Clemson has been, when you play those guys as a competitor, you want to play the best of them.
Sure. Well, the thing that I think Syracuse thinks, where a lot of people in the ACC, doesn't believe is they think they can play with them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that Georgia Tech thinks they can play with them. I'm not sure that North Carolina will think they can play with them because of the talent difference. I'm convinced that those Yankees up there, which most of them will be from Syracuse, they could care less how if they're 4 or 5 stars or whatever, because they don't read them about them that much. They're in a different section of the United States, and they may have heard of them after they played them, but they've never heard of them in high school.
Right.
Never played against many of them. And down in this area where everybody plays against everybody and everybody knows everybody,
Right.
you know, you keep up recruits. So, Clemson can win a lot of football games by showing up. But Syracuse, I don't believe you're just going to show up and win the football game because they think they can win.
That's been my thought all along. I think Clemson can control their whole schedule. I think the only problem they're going to have is going to Syracuse. But again, I don't think that has any effect. I think they'll figure out a way how to win the ball game. I mean, you know, Dabo and what those guys have created up there is when they forced to make a decision, man, they pull through.
They make some good plays. I mean, they got playmakers and they can make a play as long as you got a quarterback to pull the trigger, which you related to. Yeah, same thing. Georgia's got a quarterback.
How did they let him?
Georgia's got some talent, a lot of talent. They've recruited very well. The difference is they play, Tennessee, Alabama, and Auburn, LSU, Georgia, Florida. You know, you start running those teams back to back.
It's tough on you.
You can't practice hard.
My brother's a big Clemson fan, and I try to tell him that all the time.
There's a difference.
There's a difference. You know.
Well, let's talk about Georgia briefly in their schedule. I mean, personally,
briefly.
I have
Why
them
can't we talk about them a lot?
I have them going 12-0, and I have them playing Bama in the SEC title game, where I think they'll upset Bama. And the reason being is if you look at the last 2 years, they've actually controlled the game against Alabama, and Alabama has found a way to win there in the closing minutes. But this year, I think the Georgia staff gets over that hump. I think they'll go in. And, you know, I'm not going to get into my Final Four right now, but I really think Georgia is in a catbird seat, so to speak, if they can stay healthy. Fromm, very good quarterback. If we look at his stats, if I had to put them pick, I'd still go with Lawrence, but Fromm's right there in the hunt. You got to keep him there. He's
He's a winner. He's a winner. He just knows how to play winning football. But I do think that Georgia, I think I read, and I haven't been keeping up with it a whole lot yet, but I think I read where Georgia opens on the road against the SEC team.
Against Vanderbilt.
For the first
7:30
okay.
in Vanderbilt. That's the first time.
And that's not going to be easy.
It's not. Never going to be easy.
And I saw where Vanderbilt was going to not name their starting quarterback till game time. So
Exactly.
I don't know what that really means, other than
Well,
they'll have somebody under center.
I did hear this morning that the stadium is going to be 70% red. So they're going to do it just like they did the Notre Dame game. They're going to, you know.
Hey, Coach Derek Mason, if you're looking for a starter, just FYI, Russ is like Uncle Rico. He's been
I
on
got
the
4-year eligibility left.
But you're talking about Georgia. I'm going to tell you what I think a common denominator is: hot rod in that leg. Coach, you cannot leave out the kickers no more in football.
Nope.
And
Blankenship.
Blankenship has
He's money.
become
He's
automatic. Hot rod. I'm not a Georgia fan. I am a hot rod fan. This goes out to you, my friend. But no, you can't rule out anything, man. It's 60 minutes, mano a mano, just like all our firefighters out there across this state. You know, you going from sitting around the kitchen area having lunch to 30 seconds, you're in a battle. Same way on the football field. Let's talk about where South Carolina is. You talked about it earlier. Muschamp's done a really good job, and I agree with that. I personally think this year you got one of the toughest schedules in college football. You're going on the road to Georgia this year. You got Alabama and Clemson. I just personally think that something brewing between the big three for an upset down in Columbia. How do you see that working?
Oh, please tell me.
Upset. South Carolina's going to upset Clemson, Alabama, or Georgia.
Yeah, one of the three.
Ooh, that's all. Better bring your lunch. That's a long.
Thank you, Coach, for being on my side on
That's
that.
a long day. I mean,
That's a long day.
all three teams they play have more talent than South Carolina.
Correct.
At this point. But that talent doesn't always win. So somebody's got to play better than they play, and somebody's got to have an awful good day, and somebody's got to turn the football over and help them a little bit. If they do that, yes. Any three of them.
And
It's not impossible at all.
It can happen, because I witnessed it one year down there when Georgia was number one.
Well, you know, you get hot.
Carolina smacked us.
You get hot. Those
It hurt.
kids just believe in themselves, and they start
Exactly.
winning, and things start rolling. And
Rolling, that's what I was thinking. Say, when you start rolling, you can't stop it. You can't stop
And you just brought up a value point when a kid, you know, because at the end of the day, these are young men that's out there, what they believe in
Yeah.
themselves. There's a lot of firefighters across the state are watching. What's as a winning football coach, what's something you look like or you look for in that type of football player? Is he coachable, or do you look for someone who has that self-drive, self-motivator?
Well, it's hard to tell when you go in somebody's living room or kitchen or dining room or whatever you talk to them. But back from day one, in the old days, that a coach would go in there. First thing I look for is their parents. 60% of the kids now doesn't have a full set of parents.
Right.
So somebody's got to be very strong in the household, and usually it's the mother. They've got a good mother, and she's taught them well and discipline, and they're polite to them, and you got a good start. You got something to work with. You get somebody that smarts off or doesn't act right around their mother or father or whatever, then you really don't need those kind of people in your program. No matter how good they are. We've had great players, and they would not have the personality or the right kind of stuff in them to make it. And we've had other kids that wasn't good enough to play, and they had the right kind of stuff in them, and they became All-Americans. So it's just the intangibles that nobody can measure, and it's just like your heart. If I could cut every kid open and look at it, and their heart was as big as a football helmet right here, either Georgia or Clemson, you could win with them. And if the heart was like that little old bulldog right there, you couldn't win with them. So that's it.
Again, I think.
Well, they're that little old dog.
Okay, we're gonna see. Come January.
Well, listen, folks. We told you we're going to pick our Final Four, and really briefly, Russ, you want to give us your Final Four? And
I get to go first.
Yeah, we'll let you go first since we.
My Final Four, and I will not get real in depth with it, but a couple of them is going to be shockers. I've seen how you looking, Coach. But anyway, no particular order. Of course, I got Georgia. I mean, I'm a dog fan. Everybody knows that, and I'm gonna roll with them. We've been there, and it's time for us to not be the bridesmaid, but be the bride. My next team is Clemson. I mean, looking at them, the players they got coming back, what they have done, you got to put them there. I'm having LSU. Now, I know everybody, listen, Alabama, I'm thinking.
Oh, here we go, Coach.
I'm thinking LSU. Everybody is coming back. Burrow, the quarterback, all he has to do is play like he played last year, and they did play last year good, okay? I think they upset Alabama, and I think they're going to be in the SEC Championship with Georgia. Obviously, I hope Georgia wins. I think they will win the SEC, but that team that loses, I think they get in. And then my dark horse coming in is Michigan. What's held Michigan back for the last several years is Ohio State. Ohio State, not because Justin Fields was at Georgia and he just transferred to there. I think he's going to be a great quarterback. I don't think he's been there long enough to learn the system and that can lead them all the way to the playoff. But, it's hard. And plus, it ain't just how good a team you are. You got your injuries, your schedule. You've got to, everything has got to click to get there. And for some reason, I'm picking Georgia, Clemson, LSU, and the Michigan Wolverines as my Final Four.
All right, who you got winning it all?
I think they will play the Clemson Tigers, and don't call them. But I think it's going to be the mighty Georgia Bulldogs.
Okay, good pick.
Bulldog Nation.
So my Final
hear you.
Four, I got this. It's hard not to go with Clemson. Georgia, I got Georgia as well coming in. Oklahoma is a team that,
It's okay, Danny, we live. Mine goes off all the time.
My opinion, Oklahoma's got a quarterback, Jalen Hurts, that knows how to win. Is coming in. Riley Lincoln's one of the best minds in if you look at their schedule, the only tough game they have is the Red River rivalry with Texas, which we know if they can squeak by Texas. I don't think Texas is back personally. I think that they're still going to struggle. I think OU is going to be a Final Four team. And then I got Alabama. Alabama's coming in at a time when they'll play Georgia. Georgia will beat them in Alabama. But boss, I'm going with Clemson for your national title repeat. Trevor Lawrence, I'm riding on your back. Don't let me down, my friend. So really briefly, Coach, let's go into one thing I need to know.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you one thing y'all don't know. There'll be somebody in the four that y'all don't have, and I don't know who it'll be, but there'll be somebody there that y'all don't have in there. So
Okay.
y'all have two of the same
Conference.
So you got 6 out of 4.
But that's happened before.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying, you got 6 teams that y'all think can win it, but there will be a couple of more. There's a lot of people say, like Utah, you don't know what's going to happen with Ohio State. You don't really know what Penn State's going to do.
True.
The Southern Cal, will they bounce back? Probably not. But Washington's supposed to be decent this year.
Hey, they got
Oregon's supposed to be decent. Maybe Auburn comes up. Who knows? But there'll be a surprise in that y'all don't have, because there always is. There's always something.
I don't think it'll be Texas. A lot of people's Texas, but I'm telling you, Texas, they almost like Carolina. And what I mean is, they got 3 big teams. I'm not throwing off. I'm just telling you the truth. You got to beat Oklahoma if you're Texas.
Well,
State.
Don't forget the key words. Don't forget the key words. You out there in Facebook land, you're going to need to know this. The best offense is a good defense.
The best offense is a good defense. I've always
Remember
said
that for next week.
That's your key word.
That's
a
what key word.
Key word. And people are gonna go back and play this over and over, just start stopping where they can hear it.
Y'all hope y'all got people out there.
Yeah,
No, we're just doing this for fun,
I
guys.
don't know for sure. That's
Well, I tell you, I've enjoyed being with y'all guys, and I
Well,
have
yeah.
to do brag on the people that I had an opportunity to be in coaching, and when I was in school, the Vietnam War was going on, and I know a lot of police, firefighters, and had served in the war. Well, I was lucky enough to be in college and to have a lottery number, and I didn't have to serve, and went on and got my master's degree and went into coaching and chose coaching because I couldn't play football anymore. But there's two or three things I wouldn't do, and one of them is be a fireman, one of them is be a policeman. So I got great respect for all that they do out there, and I'm bragging on you people more so than I am these football stuff, because we couldn't survive without what y'all do, and you got your hands tied a lot with not having enough equipment, or going into bad situations. The police aren't getting the support they need to be getting now. So
Well,
we're behind you 100%, more so than these football teams.
Well, thank you.
Well, yeah, we surely appreciate
Yeah.
that. And
Thank you.
like I said, for us, I believe it's in your genes, the DNA, kind of, so to speak. We do this without really looking at all the odds, you know what I mean? But we look in, when we're sitting around the firehouses and stuff, I know for 90% of fire departments all over the state of South Carolina, Thursday night there's going to be football going on in the day rooms. This weekend, football is back in the air,
And I'm ready.
buddy, that is something great.
Well, I know something too. You always have a good cook. So
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Hey, look,
Coach,
we like these, Coach.
You don't get
Y'all living examples of how cooking. I'll tell you that.
Hey, though, quick, let me go back over before we wrap this thing up and talk about the prizes one more time. Guys, ladies, gentlemen, you're going to have a choice between the Clemson and the South Carolina game, which is in Columbia this year, or the Georgia and South Carolina game, which is October 12th in Athens. Your pick.
In order to win it, you got to hit the thumbs up button. You got to hit the share button. You got to tag 3 of your friends, and you got to listen to that key phrase, which is a good offense, or a good offense.
You got it backwards.
Yeah. What was it again? A good offense is the best offense is a good defense.
There you
The
go.
best offense is
That's
a
why-
good defense.
that's
But if
why
you're
I
around
like
that somewhere and butcher it like Bubba just did, we accept that.
Yeah.
You can go either way.
Either way, buddy.
I
Either way.
mean, but hey, for you guys that's watching for 7 days, tell us what your Final Four is. Who
Yeah.
you think, and kind of decide.
My daughter's done chimed in
Yep,
on her.
and
She's a
Trevor
big one.
Buchanan let me know. Trev, he goes to church with us, Coach. He's a Carolina fan. He's got Texas. Trev, I'll bet with you, but I'm not. I don't
Trevor,
think.
I like him. I
I
don't
don't
know
think
you.
Texas is coming back.
But Texas not. They beat Georgia last year, but they got 3 games ahead of them.
They did what? They did what, Russ?
Oh, they beat Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Trevor can sing. He can do that. I tell you, he's got a good voice.
Trevor,
He
come
does.
over here to sing one day.
Oh yeah, hey Trev, you got it. Me and Coach want you to come sing Anderson Fire and Safety Live. So you guys out there, thank you for tuning in. Danny, appreciate you so much for
So
being
much.
on the
Thank you
show.
so much.
Glad to
We know
come see
you're a
you.
busy man. Anything we can do for you, just let us know.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Oh yeah, it's been one of my best days of my life.
Oh, the man,
I ain't gonna brag on you. That's one of the best.
I'll take it.
But hey guys, you guys stay safe, say your prayers. Till next time, we'll see you.
God bless.